Revenge subliminal. Revenge subliminal. Revenge subliminal. Yeah, something about that term, bro. It just sounds so catchy, you know? That's the thing about some spirituality terms, is that for some reason they sound so catchy. And also some shifting terms as well. Like, I find the terms like perma shifting and respawning so fucking catchy. But, anyways, guys, what's up? You guys know me. I'm not one to chase the algorithm like that. I always talk about stuff I upload on YouTube from the heart. Today, I will be sharing with you a story that will pretty much tell you the type of person I am in my desired reality. The person that I am right now, that I'm going to bring into my DR as well. Now, I'm trying to shift back to 2016 to relive my youth and past right this time. I'm pretty unapologetic about it as well when I talk about it. I don't want my past to be a whole do-over of the fake CR. Hell no. However, here's an experience I wanted to share from 2016 that happened here that I wouldn't trade for the world. But yeah, the beginning of it is not going to be very fun to hear, but at the end of the day, I'm an open book, guys. You know that. So, when I was 12, I joined a online chat. I joined a online chat for the first time. They were a group of kids around my age at the time, or even a little bit older or younger. Now, this experience was something I don't look back fondly on, because me joining the chat was pretty much the start of my spiritual foolishness. However, I'm always going to be objective, because that's what this channel is all about. At first, it was awesome, man. I had met some pretty cool people there on my first day. I trolled a few people on Agario because that game was the shit around that time, and what that was what the chat was supposed to be revolved around. But instead, it was a group of insecure teenagers, including myself. I cursed out people in the chat that were dipshits, made people laugh, and made friends. It was awesome. I was originally only supposed to be in the chat one time and then never come back, but I always did. I wish I would have gone outside and played more instead of wasting my life all on the internet, but you all gotta keep in mind, I was just a little kid, which means I was impressionable and gullible. The dopamine I was getting from the awesome feeling in the chat room constantly hijacked my decisions, subconsciously. I was basically the leader of that group and one of the most well-loved people, if not the most well-loved people there. But man, I was a cocky ass kid. I took pride in this, and looking back at it now, I just cringe thinking about it. I'm still a cocky, egotistical guy now, but at least now it's for the right reasons. Eventually, it all came crashing down once I got my first GF there. Yep, my only ever SO I ever dated here was online. Man, fuck that. To this day, it's embarrassing to talk about still. I would say that was my Back to the Future moment. Quote unquote, dating her was something bad I did that changed my whole future. My whole vibrational signature changed, and not for the better. It fucked up the whole timeline and my trajectory. Home life got bad, and the rest of my youth was bad. Bad friends, bad grades, bad everything, man. Like, I always felt like it was never supposed to be that way, you know? Now, honestly, I would have never had a problem with it if eventually it was gonna if eventually I was gonna be who I was in that chat in real life, but nope, instead, I turned into damaged goods. I should have been that cocky kid in real life who loves trolling, be part of a real friend group, experience teenage drama in person, be that guy in a girl's love story, etc. I should have had these milestones in real life, in my youth, but I never got them. That's why I'm shifting back to 2016, 8 years later. Because 8 years later, I finally have found a way to make it all become real. I'm literally just one shift away from it becoming real now. There's only one experience though, where I'm proud of. It was my very first day in the chat. There was a kid named Drew. He was living in a fucked up and abusive life with his parents. He wanted to kill himself. He wrote suicide notes in the chat and everything. I was scared as fuck and told him, no, no, and tried to talk him out of it. I told him things will get better, and he has a lot to live for still. Oh my god, man. This was scary. I constantly had to spam him in private messages, just making sure he didn't do the you know what. No one was doing anything. People were just going on about their day as if nothing happened. My god, man. These people were such dipshits. There's a kid in the chat telling everyone he's gonna take his own life, and you don't do anything? So I had to step in. About a few hours later, after talking to him, he came to his senses and calmed down. I told him I was gonna talk to him the next day, and I came back again to the chat to make sure nothing happened to him. Again, I could only do so much behind a screen, but more real than people who do nothing, that's for sure. We became friends and talked every single day on that chat room until one day he stopped coming on and we went our separate ways. This was when I should have left the chat forever too and went my own way and tried to flourish in my real life. I should have never stayed with those people, man, who came after that. This was the only fond memory of that place that I had. Wherever Drew is now, I hope he's doing good in life. I was happy to be the one that saved his life that night. Even if me and him never meet again, which we probably won't. Sure, he may exist in my DR, probably living a way better life, but I won't be in that chat ever again. Or, like, have any aspiration to go back when I am living life in my 2016 DR, and then when my 2016 DR eventually does get up to that time when I join that chat. That's never going to happen because I'll be living the life in my in real life. I'll be flourishing as a teenager. He will too. If I can recall, I think he was like, what, 10 at the time, and I was 12? We'll both be living the life we both deserve. Hashtag fight, Drew, fight. That was a little movement I started for him. I remember at the time. After that, I spammed that in the chat, guys. When literally, bro, nobody was doing anything. But as soon as I started spamming the hashtag in the chat room, that's when everybody was starting to act nice now, and come to his aid. But I was the only one that was willing to, step up and make sure he was okay. And that was when people started to wake up, finally. This was a experience I don't desire to reincarnate in and should just stay as a memory. The movement did work though. I'm someone who still cares for the helpless, even though I'm myself and I myself am a entitled douchebag and I'm selfish. I go into things for myself and I pride myself in that. Sure, I may be willing to help the old lady across the street or save the dog, but got no problem with manifesting revenge on someone or doing evil things to get my way, which makes my morals questionable. For example, selling my soul to Lucifer and basically, I wouldn't say worship him, but more like, work with him basically. Because I'm not a Satanist, but I am pro Satan. I would say I'm more of an anti hero with a mix of an anti villain. Because, I'm the type of person who cares looking out for people. Because you see how I respond to my people in the comments, and I love my audience to death. But, yep, I won't lie to them either. I've had people question my morals as well, being all like, "What do you believe in, etc." And I'm all like, "No, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? That's not the right way." But at the same time, too, I'm just a person who simply doesn't care. Like because I idolize myself and I worship myself. But at the same time, too, I always stand up to what is wrong. I'm in between. I'm not a hero like Spider-Man is. I'm not a vile villain like Joker is. But at the end of the day, despite despite my notorious methods, what I want simply is still a good thing, which is, basically letting people live their heart's desires and letting people manifest their heart's desires and basically removing shackles off them. Because I feel like at the end of the day, nobody should have shackles on them like that. That's why I started this channel in the first place, was because people were not saying the stuff I wanted them to say. But yeah, despite the way I do things, what I want is still the right thing and a good thing. Just like Thanos, man. But I still stand up to injustice, like Black Adam and Batman. That's what I do. That's it, I'm out.